Hello, I've just got a really quick video for you, and that my pre-order has arrived from Stamping Up from the autumn winter catalogue. Some absolutely beautiful things in here. I wish I could show you, but can't actually publicly show the inside of this catalogue, but that kind of gives you an idea. It is lovely. It's got some lovely Christmas and autumn themed products in there. I want to show you what I got as far as the autumn winter catalogue. I did get some other bits and pieces, but I want to show you the Everything is Gleaming suite. So the first thing we started off with is the Stamp and Cut and Emboss. So this is the hammered metal embossing folder. I've not really done a whole lot of embossing, and I just realised what I'm missing out on. And then when I saw this, it's like, oh yeah, have to have that. So that's the effect that it gives. And the video that I'm going to film after this will be using this and all the different things that you can use it on, and we'll see what works and what doesn't. But yeah, hopefully you can see that. Just gives a nice, if you were using something that's clear or opaque, that would give a nice effect to that. But I've seen people use this on foil, and that's what I'm going to have a go on. I haven't got any current foil, but I will use it on some foil that I've got stashed away. So that's the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Put that back in its packet in a moment. And then also in that suite were these brightly gleaming foil elements. And some of the DSP, which I'm going to show you shortly, has those elements on there. So you could actually coordinate those with that. So we've got some stars, some baubles, and some of these leafy designs as well. Small stars, big stars. So they're quite pretty. Just very carefully get them back in again. And we have these elements as well. These are copper stars. They're faceted stars. Let's get them out so you can see. They're very nice to put on cards. There are, I'm sure I read that there's 50 of those in all. But no, I can't. Oh, 40. So it's 40 in total. And there was some ribbon. So this is very vanilla and gold with just Merry Christmas design all the way around it. That would be nice to put on perhaps the side of a card, or maybe as a closure on a 3D project. What else was there? Don't want that because that wasn't from the autumn winter catalogue. Christmas is Gleaming, or the Christmas Gleaming stamp set, which did get a little bit bashed, but I won't worry too much about that. So baubles and some holly. I'm quite looking forward to fussy cutting that. I don't really do dies because I don't use them. I mean, dies are lovely. I don't have anything against them, but I just end up not using them. But we've got some baubles in here, and they match 2 punches. For anyone who's seen my videos before, you know how much I love punches. So they match those. And there are some lovely ideas in the autumn winter catalogue as to how you might use those. So the catalogue is a great way of using inspiration. So I'm going to have a go at those later. Probably what I'll end up doing is heat embossing. I absolutely love heat embossing. So that is those. And so that was everything out of that suite, apart from the DSP, which is so shiny. I don't know how easily you're going to see this. So this is Mossy Meadow, if I can remember. In this suite we have Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and Very Vanilla. There are only 4 colours in this. The other colour that's with it is gold, a lot of gold. I think there might be some silver as well. It's mainly gold. So that's Mossy Meadow with gold on top. And if you can see those elements there, that's the same as what was on our foil elements. So I think that's really nice, those 2 colours. And then they go and do Pretty Peacock with, that's copper on top of that, really, really difficult to tell actually. Yeah, that is Pretty Peacock with copper. So as part of my collection, I've got the embossing powders in gold, silver and copper. So I'll probably be doing a lot of heat embossing soon just to complement this DSP. Isn't that lovely? I didn't show you what was on the back of that other one. So that's got the gold on there, which is nice and shiny, and then you've got something that's quite flat, so if you need to matte down your project. And we've got some stars as well. Remember, stars aren't unique to Christmas. You can use stars at any time. They're quite nice for birthdays as well, but that is quite Christmassy. I don't think you would use that for anything other than Christmas. However, some of the other designs in this DSP you could use all year round, and that's why I really like it. So this is Pretty Peacock with copper on top of that. I just think that's lovely, and not necessarily Christmas, but it's going to be very nice to be using the punches for baubles on these, or using it as a backdrop for something. And then on the back of that is that, but in, it's very difficult actually to tell these colours. I think that's Pretty Peacock as well, with some very vanilla behind it. And then we've got this is nice and shiny as well. You could probably see that. So we've got them all in here. We've got Night of Navy that's right in the inside of those circles. And then Pretty Peacock that's on the outside, very vanilla, and some gold as well. And I can see green in there, I think. There's all sorts of things going on in there. Absolutely all sorts of things. But that's on the back. Lovely backdrop. Can you see those swirls? I'm just waiting for that autofocus to come in. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? All of the colours in there. I think it should be that way round. So we've got some, I think that's gold, but it could be, I'm going to have a closer look, it could be copper. I think it is copper. Mossy Meadow, our Night of Navy, and then there is a bit of Pretty Peacock in there as well. That's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And you know, if you like simple cards, just cutting this up so that you've got 4x6 sheets to just put on a card with a sentiment, job done. This, I love it. This is Night of Navy with copper. How beautiful is that? A nice weight to these as well. They're not too thick, so you could make 3D projects out of these, but just as good for cards as well. And on the back of that, something that's just nice and flat. Now, when I saw this at first, when I first opened it, I thought, oh, I don't know. And then I looked in the catalogue and saw some projects that they had tried out, and this actually looks quite good. It does look quite good. They've stamped out, I think they've used this as a background and then stamped out with some more of the sparkly paper to stamp out the baubles. So that's very nice. Oh, and that was the other one of that. And on the back of that, Mossy Meadow. So that is the, oh, there's one more. So again, Night of Navy with copper on top. And then a stripe. I'm sorry, I've just knocked the camera there. And the stripe as well that's got our Pretty Peacock and Night of Navy on there as well. I don't know what the blue is behind that. Looks like blue to me. Could be mint macaron actually. And Night of Navy with copper. So that is the All Is Gleaming suite. I'm sure that's what the suite is called. And I'm just going to have a very quick look up before I move on to the other product that I bought. I did try to be really careful with what I was buying. I did not want to buy too much because it is still only August. And we don't want to get too carried away with Christmas just yet. Otherwise people will be sick of Christmas projects. So I'm just trying to find that. So that, oh, Brightly Gleaming suite, not All Is Gleaming, Brightly Gleaming. So that's what's in that suite. You've got your DSP, your stars, the hammered metal embossing folder, 2 punches, stamp set, and the ribbon. So a great selection to make some lovely projects, which I shall be having a go at later. So the next video I'm going to do will be using that hammered metal embossing folder. Just the other thing that I want to show you, I did get the Feels Like Frost DSP. This is 6x6. Now I don't know how the light and the camera is going to deal with this because this is sparkly. So let me just show you the front side of these. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be the front, the sparkly side of these. And they are lovely. I just hope that you can get the best effect of them. So 4 of everything. And then we've got a stripe. And snowflakes, that's lovely. I think that's probably my favourite one in here. It's snowflakes. That's lovely. And again, I wouldn't do very much to a card at all with that. But put that on a card, maybe a vellum sentiment on there. Job done. And we've got some leafy design with a white backdrop with silver leaves, and then silver backdrop with white leaves. That's just lovely. Absolutely lovely. More snowflakes. And some fur, so white with silver fur. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. And then we have that kind of reversed, but these are a little bit bigger, so the silver with whatever they are on top. And then the other one we have reversed, so that was the silver with the leafy design on top in white. Love these. Just looks like snow. That's exactly what that looks like. There's random dots on there. And again we have, they look like mistletoe berries, but I don't know if that's what they are. So silver with white, what I'm calling mistletoe berries. Now the back of these, it's quite a contrast. We have these kind of photographic types of images. They are beautiful. Look at that lovely lilac colour with the, just in the background you've got that snow and that frost. How beautiful is that? Does not necessarily have to be Christmassy, although it kind of lends itself to that, but I just think that's lovely. Got a fir tree there with a lot of snow and frost on that. They're not in your face Christmas cards. They're not traditionally Christmas cards. Something that would look very, very nice on a mantelpiece or hanging on a wall. A nice scene there of some fir trees in the snow. More frosty flowers. Snowing on the fir trees. That's lovely. Love that one. Starting to defrost a little bit. We've got a thaw going on. Beautiful leaf there. Absolutely stunning leaf in the frost. That's lovely with the blue, which would work very, very nicely with silver. And then finally, the fir tree with some snow on it. So that is the Feels Like Frost DSP. So 48 of those, I think that is in there. So that's really just what I got from the autumn winter catalogue. Didn't want to go too mad because we just don't want to get too excited about Christmas yet. It's a long way off. I'm going to do some projects with this, along with still some things from the annual catalogue. I might as well show you why I'm here, because I've got myself into embossing, which I've never done before. I bought the Swirls and Curls embossing folder, so I'm going to be doing some of that as well. I've got just over 2 weeks left before I go back to work. I'm a college lecturer as my daytime job, so I really want to make the most of the next 2.5 weeks and do lots and lots of crafting, because when I go back to work it's just manic. So look out for some projects coming soon, and if you're after a catalogue, just drop me a line, taffycrafting@gmail.com, and I will send you a catalogue. Thanks ever so much for joining me. I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.